Hello and welcome back. I think what we just witnessed there was a failed car wash attempt. The guy uh, seemed to be pretty upset. I'm sitting in the gas station parking lot. I just got back from grocery shopping. We've had a long day. We decided that we had so much fun yesterday at the Days of the Dead event that we went back for another day. And I've got my Terrifier t-shirt on, if you can see. And one of the reasons we went back is because David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown, was there. He was there yesterday also, but we missed him in between his private signings and things like that. So we went back today. We got to meet him, get his autograph, and we went to the Terrifier panel. So all of the actors and actresses that participated in the three movies were there, and that was really fun to hear all of their stories. And at the end of the video, I'll put in a clip from some stuff they were talking about, some things that they've learned along the way in the film world, I guess. And also got to meet Alex Vincent. Got to meet Alex Vincent, who plays Andy in the Chucky film series. And he was a cool guy to meet too. I think everybody we met quite a few people yesterday and today, and everybody's really nice. Nobody that struck me as somebody that I wouldn't want to be around or talk to. I can't say that wouldn't say that any of them are my heroes, but all cool people to meet, and I wasn't disappointed. So that's all I have to say about that. So I just finished grocery shopping, and I had to buy a new toothbrush. And I don't know why, but every time I go and buy a toothbrush, I think about that scene from Home Alone where he's asking the lady if the toothbrush is approved by the American Dental Association, I think is what it is. And it cracks me up, but like every single time I buy a toothbrush, I think about Macaulay Culkin and Home Alone and that scene. One of those things, I guess, that lives rent-free in my head. What else has been going on? We met, going to each of the vendor booths inside of Days of the Dead, there's a lot of people that do a lot of hard work and that are kind of living their dream. Whether it's somebody that has old memorabilia, or it's somebody that makes something that's just cool, or somebody starting a new podcast. All those people are really cool to meet and have a conversation with. And we really had a good time doing that. And in the midst of this journey here, this 28-day journey, carrying around a camera with me kind of opens up the conversation to talk to more people. The car wash guy just drove back by. He was still covered in bubbles and not very happy. He was probably going a little faster than he should. But I try to stay I try to stay a little further away from the booth so I don't have to talk to people, but this time around we went into the booths, you know, looked at stuff, talked to people, things like that, and that's kind of out of my realm. I'm not somebody that like seeks out to have a conversation with people, but I gotta say that this time around we really had a good time, and we really did meet some cool people out there, whether they were famous or somebody just kind of out there living their dream and doing their side hustle or whatever it might be. So that was kind of my weekend. The weekend was spent at Days of the Dead, and I don't regret it. I'm going to be a little bit behind on other things that I was supposed to be doing instead of having fun, but so be it. Life is short, and stick around for those video clips of Days of the Dead. There's some pretty cool stuff in there, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks for watching.
Start with Felissa this time. Felissa, kind of non-art related, but it could be if you want it to be. Can you tell me something important that you've learned on a set, Amy set, that you still carry with you today?
No, I cannot.
I'm sure that you can.
I would have to say, having been on a few sets,
Just a few.
Just a couple, and especially like being on set with all of them. The most important thing when you're on set, because you're making a movie, it's crazy, there's a lot going on, it's fast, so much is happening at once. But the most important thing, and I always say this, especially when I'm producing, is gratitude. Let's remember we're all so lucky to be there, and positivity, and just keeping love in your heart for one another, because it can go sideways real quick. So just taking care of all of our family and all of our people is most important. Stephen?
To tag along on that, I think it's people. It's kind of, yes, it's having the right people around you, because as she said, it is very difficult. There are long hours, there are lots of problems. There's always things coming up that you don't know how to handle, so you need the people with you who you know how to handle it with and who will support you and get you through it. So I think that's the biggest thing we've learned, and that's why you see us sticking together so much, and hopefully we can keep sticking together in the future.
It's the most sentimental I've ever heard him ever say. I don't even know he can fucking speak. What did I learn on set? Not anything he said. Yeah, something important. You know, dealing with different personalities, because in this business there's so many different walks of life and backgrounds and culture and, you know, ideologies and things. So just dealing with different people, and, you know, obviously I also have the pleasure of directing movies as well, other than producing. Yeah, so like Stream, if anybody's seen Stream. Awesome. And if you haven't seen it, you hear the response, so get on it. But yeah, you just get to learn how to kind of talk with people. You apply that to your everyday life, and so for me, that's been pretty much the most valuable, and you know, what I've learned.
I would say patience. Because there's, especially for on the actor standpoint, there's a lot of hurry up and waiting for the actors, and we sit there and wait, while everybody else in the crew is busting their butts, setting up lights, setting up whatever else has to be done, and you just have to be patient, because, you know, sometimes things go wrong and you never know, and you have to adapt. So you have patience and being able to really adapt in the moment as well. And I will also say another thing that I've always impressed me about Damien as a director is he is someone that takes the time to get to know everybody on set. He appreciates everybody that works on these films, everybody from the producers down to every single one of the PAs. He sits down and talks to everybody, gets to know who they are, and appreciates them and treats them as part of the family, because that's how we operate on set. We operate as a family, and I think that translates to what you see on screen. You get a better product that way, when it's just not these people there just to show up for a job. Everybody's enjoying what they're doing. They're actually dedicated to what they're doing and put their heart into everything.
Thank you. I just echo, look, as a director, here's the way, I always say this, when in doubt, do what a human would do. Because actors always go to a place that you go, it's not really how a human would react to that. But gratitude is important. Last week I was shooting a monster movie called American Cryptid, and it was a beautiful full moon, and there was this girl in full monster makeup, and they were rushing, and I just said, can we just take a moment to remember that not everybody is sitting under this full moon making a monster movie with someone in a monster suit, with a crew that likes monster movies, and to take that moment and just say, yes, we're a lucky band of nuts doing our dreams, and that's nice. So thank you. Very good question.
Absolutely, and I think like being able to think on your feet is really important too. In film, it's never finite. It's different in like theater. There is a performance every time you do it, but with film, you can stop the scene and go back at any point. You can do a million different takes. So you never know what in the end is going to be chosen. Like as an actor, you don't really have any control over the editing, so you do your absolute best to give them as many options as possible and play, and always try to be as spontaneous and just in the moment as possible. And I think that's something that you're supposed to do always as an actor, but with film it's like extra life because there's no performance. It just can keep going.
I'd say work really hard, show up ready, and have your lines memorized. Want to be there, make sure you really want to be there. Show up early. I worked on General Hospital, the soap opera, and I flew from North Carolina to Los Angeles to film that. And I would get my scripts, paragraph after paragraph, like a day before I would go film it. So I would just sit down and just work so hard, make sure I had everything memorized, and then I got there and I was just ready to film it, because on sets like that, you do 1 or 2 takes and then it's on to the next scene. So you have to know what you're doing and you have to know your lines, because you don't want to be the person that's like slowing everybody else down. So work really hard, make sure you know everything, and be able to take direction too, That's really important, because if you're able to take direction well, you're just like, that's good, because directors want actors that are able to take direction and switch things up in there. So yeah.
I agree in second, triple, everyone from gratitude to collaboration to being prepared. I would say the greatest lesson I've ever learned is really just by watching Damien. And that is definitely very true, because he's such a person with integrity, and that's really hard in our industry, but also in life. Sometimes, you can't always make the best choice. You've got to, you got to take the money, or you got to go and, do something necessarily that doesn't serve the art form, and which makes complete sense. But Damon's someone who, over 10 years, but even prior to knowing him with All Hallows Eve, who's always put the art first. He's an artist at heart, and he really cares. And he's had so many opportunities that he's passed and made his life hard for a few years just because of the work, and he's kept us all together when he could have been recast and gone to Hollywood. So I struggle with that, as a director, writer, and actor, to be someone with integrity and always put the work first and put our team first and our collaborators first. And he is someone that has done that time and time again. So.
I will make this quick. I just want to say it's the memory. When I was on set, I had a small little scene, but it was, Jesus, fucking people are walking out in the middle of my emotional speech. Fuck off! I'm just kidding. Jesus, wait till you hear this, and then you say, the memory's like, out of here.
Oh, he's talking like on. See ya.
Jesus, there goes Damien. So, Jesus, this. I was gonna do this. Nah, fuck. No, listen. So the memory. So I just want to say, after I shot my scene, I was so excited. I'm like, fucking. They were showing that like they were playing the dailies, everything, and like I saw Mike Levy like hanging around. I'm like, fuck. I want to record this, but I don't want to get caught. So Mike Levy like cut the corner. Damien cut the corner. I videotaped my scene, and I want to tell you when I got home, my mother and father were so proud, and I lost my dad about 7 months later. He didn't get to see the movie, so for me it's the memory. He got to see my scene, and that's what it's all about. To be surrounded by all these amazing people is what it's really all about, and I love you. Are you crying? Oh. I love her so much.
I bet those people walk out really feel like this. I was waiting for the joke. I was going to yell at you for taking the footage, ask you for it back, and as I'm about to come in, you're like, yeah, then my dad died, and I got the show. I'm like, fuck. Sinking in my chair.
You already brought it home alone. Why not talk about my dad?
So I'm very common to share a personal experience, man. This happened between these guys at a convention a few years ago. We hit it off. They got me into the game with Terrifier 2, but what I learned the most is when you find good people, casting crew, that are loyal to the project, but loyal to each other, the collaboration is just seamless. I mean, it's challenges on set, but just to see how they adapt and overcome and trust each other and get the job done and everybody is having fun, it's just a beautiful thing to watch. And I will say for Stream, I mean, these guys, they took care of me. I was in the hospital for 2 months with COVID and went straight to set, and they looked after me. And for the rest of my life, I'll forever be loyal to them for that. So.
And now we're going from our sponsor.
Oh, I said I have a commercial. Listen, remember, Stream Terrifier Jason is Stream. It's on everywhere now. You can rent it, buy it. Green Boat comes out. We saw it the other night. It's fantastic. He's fantastic. She's fantastic. The cast and crew is fantastic. We have been divided up. If you want to meet us, it's been a little hard. Because we're in a room off to the side and people think you have to stand in a line to get to the room. You stand in a line for David or for you, Sam, but you can just come into the room and meet us, and we are doing a Sunday special. So come to the table and find out what it is.
I'm also headed out, guys, so I will not be at my table. So if I didn't get to meet you, I hope to meet you in the future. Yeah, I gotta catch a flight.
Cast and crew, don't go anywhere, let's take a group photo. I can have you, Steve, Marcus, Rick sit at the front of the stage. The rest of us will stand behind you for a photo. And Mike, maybe you.
You know what's interesting? I wondered why we all got COVID on stream.